right, so now I'm going to go on back to the book of Judges, chapter 17, verse 4. And yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver, and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a graven image and a molten image, and they were in the house of Micah. And the man Micah had an house of gods, idols, and made an ephod for his priest, and teraphim, which is an idol, angelic type of idol, what they believe in. And the Lord also said this here. Colossians 2:18, let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility. And so voluntary, don't let nobody trick you, make you go willingly and lose your crown. You lose your reward. Therefore let no man take your crown. How can a man take your crown? Because the Lord said that a crown, wait here. This one, yeah, and then you have this one, if I'm correct. No man take that crown. Okay, so it says here, the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 19, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. That's why you shouldn't put your heart in a girl. She gonna walk away with it. Now you crying. So it says that once you put your trust in the Heavenly Father, basically, yeah, you cannot be robbed of the treasures that you put in, that you gather up in heaven by following after the Lord. You're going to be rich in here. You are rich in faith, but you're going to be even richer in the physical form once the Lord comes back and gives us our reward. James 2:5, hearken, my beloved brethren, had not the Heavenly Father chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him? Right? So obviously it shows you here that you cannot be robbed if you put your treasures in heaven, where you cannot be stolen from, robbed, where moth cannot actually grow upon your treasures, right? And then it says, but then it says here, Revelation chapter 3 verse 11, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. How can you then therefore lose your crown if you built up things in heaven where it cannot be stolen? Your treasures, it cannot be stolen. How can you then lose your crown? Well, if you're tricked in following to other gods, that's how you lose your crown. You know, you might know the truth and stuff like that, and all of a sudden somebody come with some philosophies, like that dude that was in the camp here talking about this type of thing. You lost your crown, man. You lost it, man. The Lord gave you that crown. He had scriptures at one point in time. He was even talking about, I know more scriptures than you. That's when I knew the Lord is going to destroy that guy, because he was boasting about his so-called knowledge toward me and the other brothers and stuff like that. Because he's so-called good with the remembering. He was all that type of stuff. So he was a tough guy in the scriptures. And yeah, the Lord is going to do you harm, boy. You know, eventually. You think you tough? You think you know scriptures, man? 1 Corinthians 8:2. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. 1 Corinthians 8:1. Now touching the things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. What was you doing with all that knowledge that you have? Boasting? Yeah, Paul said we boast, but we boast in beauty. toward the heathen. Like, y'all believe in freaking eight-legged eight. Y'all believe in bullshit, man. Like, I boast against that, man. I boast against that every day, laughing at them, believing in, not just flying reindeers, man. They got all type of crapaloni that they got up on the planet Earth talking about. Where is it? Fish gods talking about eight-legged horses and all that type of stuff, or unicorns, which a unicorn is actually a rhinoceros. But Loki's children, for example, this is what they believe in. This is what they push. These are the children of Loki. You got people believing in that. I'm boasting against you, man. I'm telling. I'm boasting shit against you, boy. I'm boasting. I'm bold with it too. I'm laughing at you. I'm just laughing at you because it's ridiculous. I can explain it through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yasha. I can clearly explain it. If I read the book of Jasher, I can explain that too. I'll be looking at it like, oh, I know what it's talking about, but I'm not gonna go up in that book of Jasher, man. You can explain it with the scriptures. It's very simple. You put the scriptures there, you'd be like, because if somebody read it, we're gonna be like, oh, the angels came and had sex with people, and these type of animal people existed. I'm like, no, that's not what it's talking about. Because if you read the scriptures, for example, Ezekiel chapter 1, you will see that the angel had a face of a man, face of a lion. Let me see something. Yeah, he had a face of a lion, which represent courage. Face of a lion represents courage. Face of an ox represents strength. And face of an eagle or something like that, because he could take flight. He had wings. He can, no, but the thing is, they can take flight. The angels can fly, and so can the Israelites. Well, not now. If you do witchcraft and you go to Haiti and certain parts in Africa and Suriname, yeah, I'm sure other places in South America do it too. People do devil shit, boy, and they can fly. Look, I'm probably talking to as if I'm a nutcase, but hey, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just telling you that you don't get stories from these caucus people that's talking about witches flying on brooms and stuff like that. You don't get that out of nowhere. There is a truth behind their little snake-tongued demonic lies. There is one. There's one truth behind the 10,000 lies of just one story that they tell you. There is a truth. Anyway, so you had, here. Isaiah 40. Here, Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. So, here. I need to type that thing because that word, I hate that word. I just hate this word, boy. It's gonna go to some pornography or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I don't monetize my videos, so I can just say pornography, so it doesn't matter. So, and I say those things on purpose. I cuss sometimes on purpose, so they don't put no commercials on my stuff because I don't want that. So they can't come up on me and talk about, we need you to sponsor us. Really? You want me to say some bad words? Vagabond. How about that? Minus the 007. I'm just playing with them, man. Literally. Playing with my food sometimes. They're going to be targets anyway, so to target practice. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. I was sitting on the bench. Here. He was sitting on the bench. What did you see on the bench? An eagle. And what did he do after that? He took flight. And what does he have on his forehead? An eagle. So what did I see when I actually saw this movie? I saw my future. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. Here is the eagle. And he took flight. And let me see something, the trailer here. Look what it says in the background. Just go straight to the point. Move towards your dream. Wing. Mount up as eagles. What did it say? Mount up with wings as eagles. Thought so. Wing, eagle, dream, mount up, eagle, mount up. That's us. You should watch this movie. They made it like a... He's drinking wine. They made it like some kind of dumb movie or something like that. Like a comedy movie. That's what I mean with dumb. But yeah, it's all good, man. I can get especially if you know the scriptures, we can get the truth out of it. That's what we do. Looking at ourselves. And we're not going to change and shave our beards like he did in this movie. He had to. Because it's a movie. But in the real life, I'm not shaving my beard. Are you mad, man? So, that's one way to explain that one. The faces of lions, Yahushua is a lion. Or Satan, walketh as a roaring lion. And also here, the lions roar against Judah. Roar. The lions roar against him. Here. Well, named on that one. There's a scripture that says that the lions were roaring against Israel. But it represents the heathen nations. It's somewhere. Sorry, okay. I'm not gonna look for it right now. But it's somewhere. But yeah, that's the lion. Maybe if I do this, Lord willing, I will do this chapter in the future. But if I do that, then I'll get to that. An ox, strong as an ox. Until this day, they have the saying, strong. Where did it come from? Because they know an ox is strong. But what do you call a man that is stronger than a normal man? He's as strong as an ox. That's it. Face of an eagle, because he can take flight. And sorry, these are talking about characteristics, because the angels. And it says here straight feet, and let me see, feet like a calf's foot. The angels have feet like calf's foot. Now, if you look at the ancient clothing of back in the days, you will see that people used to have these type of clothing. And what does it look like? It looked like it is split like a calf's foot. They had clothing like that. They had shoes like that, ancient shoes. These were the type of ancient shoes that Moab was wearing, for example. Ammon. Moab and Ammon was wearing this. And of course, other heathen nations also. Ancient toe shoes. Ugh, not that one. Ugh, not that one, not that one. You had ancient toe shoes, man, you know. The Egyptians. That was real gold, if I'm correct. Well, not gonna find it here, but you had people that did, like these type of slippers, but then only covering the two frontals. Showing the two frontals, sorry, not covering them. Actually, showing them. The two ones in the fronts. Or this, and then you had like here was a space between these four here, and then this big one here. And there you have it, the calf's foot. That's Ezekiel chapter 1. And for example, electricity was running down their body. Lightning, it says, actually. Where is it? Yeah, what? No. Lightning. Fire and lightning. So it says here, fire and lightning came from them. And flashes and stuff like that. Well, that's... Bejita. This one. Here. Lightning. Songohan also had it too. This one. No. Yeah, this one is good too. Lightning. Oh yeah, this one I was looking for. Bigger lightning. Yep. That one, Songohan had that too. So that's that. And the flash of fire, that's that. The fire. That's this. And the flash lightning, that, so it says, and the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. What is that? This is how fast they could run. Flash. Sky. What? City Hif. What am I looking for again? I know what I'm looking for. Here, this one. From upside, he's running through the city and stuff like that. But this is actually not what I want. Let me see. Here, this one. Here, you're gonna see him. If I'm correct, he's not running. Then it's. Oh, look at him here. Okay, but I wanted to move. Yeah, this one. This one then. Okay, they don't want to show me exactly what I want, but I hope you could get the explanation that I want to give. The point is that the angels were so fast that you saw a flash, like lightning, like what? What did I just see? You saw lightning? That's when he's probably breaking the sound barrier or something like that. The angel. I'm talking about the angel. I'm not talking about this fantasy. But this is what the angels can do. Fast. Lightning. It's as if it is lightning. So that's that part. And that's how you should read the book of Jasher sometimes. Not all the time. You know. I didn't read it. I saw a few of it and I didn't want to read on further. I don't even know if it's the book of Jasher or if it's the book of Enoch. I think it was Enoch. Yeah, Enoch. Sorry. See, I made a mistake. That's how I don't know about it. That's how much I don't even remember it that good. I saw it. I didn't focus on it because, yeah, focus on the Bible, man. Like, you know, so you can laugh at people like this, you know, to believe in those type of things. You can just laugh at them. But yeah, that's how you lose your crown when you start believing in this garbage. People do believe in it. Like I said, that dude that came to, he was a part of us for a few years. Now he believes in this. He believes in this. I don't know what the hell is going on, man. I know what's going on, but you know that song, what's going on? Yeah, that song. The Lord don't like you. Colossians chapter 2 verse 18. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshipping of angels, intruding into those things which he had not seen. Here, intruding. Put oneself deliberately into a place or situation where one is unwelcome. Because the angel is going to tell you, don't worship me, worship the Lord. You're unwelcome. They won't like you, boy, if you deliberately do it. Now, the other ones did it, but if they got corrected, like, don't do it. Worship Yahweh. John worshiped the angel. And what did he say? Revelation 22 and 8. Sorry. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I had heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel which showed me these things. Verse 9. Where can I hear? Then said he, the angel, unto me, see thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren the prophets, and of them which keep the saying of this book. So the angel is your fellow servant of the ones that are your brother, the brethren, like unto you. The prophets, which is, them. And the ones that keep the saying of this book. He is your fellow servant, just like you. And who does he serve? Who does he serve? Worship Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. That's what you should be doing. And we worship the Father in the name of the Son, because the Son is the one that actually took our whooping, the thing that he had on the cross, those beatings. Yeah, actually, every individual Israelite should actually have to go through that. But he went through it for us. Therefore, we thank him with all eternity. I wouldn't last a day going through that. I don't think so, man. Shit. I already get messed up if I bump my toe against some kind of thing here in the house or whatever. A door, oh man, don't let me bump into the door. Not the door. That hurts. Yeah, that hurts. Right, so going back to the book of Judges, chapter 17, verse 6 now. And he consecrated him, one of his sons. So don't be worshiping these things. Teraphims. And teraphim is this here. Teraphim. Judges 17. Here, Judges 17. It's an idol, teraphim, if I'm correct. Let me double check it for verse 5. Teraphim here. This is an ephod. This is this. That's the garment of a priest. So Micah gave him that. He made it for him. He was rich. He can make these things, and those things consists of these gems. He had money. He could afford it. So teraphims is going into, a kind of idol used in a household shrine of worship. Teraphim, idol worship, and is idolatry. It is guardians and givers of comfort of life. That's what people believe that it is, but the Heavenly Father is the guardian and giver of comfortable life, But hey, if you keep on floating on that little bubble of yours, boy, that little bubble gonna burst. It's not even a boat, it's a bubble. Pop ya. That's what the Lord's gonna do in your little safe bubble that you're riding up on like a freaking caucus version of a unicorn. So running on a rainbow in the air or something like that, or some Pegasus bullshit. Yeah, that's just madness. And by the way, the horse in the air, Pegasus, yeah, that's actually a chariot. You have horses in the air. That's a spaceship, by the way, because it shows you right here. Everything is to be explained in the scriptures. Where is it again? First Kings, if I'm correct. Then it's Second Kings then. Here. Second Kings chapter 6 verse. There's many other scriptures, by the way, but I'll use this one. 2 Kings 6:15. And when the servant of the man of the heavenly Father was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host, the whole army, compassed the city both with horses and chariots. So these are physical horses and physical chariots. These horses and chariots packed for war. Some of them had war. Some of them had weapons on them, on the wheels, for example. These are the ancient Egyptians used. The Mizraim used to do this too. They were great warriors, by the way. And that's why we had a lot of troubles with them, fighting them. And they messed us up quite good, boy. But still, they're better than Edomites, I'll tell you that. These chariots had, yeah, here you can see it. I was looking for this, but I need to save this picture because it's very hard for me to actually find these things where you had weapons on them. This is a weapon. And if you was to write, I've seen movies, but I don't remember which movie it is. But I've seen movies where, you know, ancient movies where they had these type of chariots, and then the chariots would ride by you and then chop you in half. Yeah, man, because they had weapons on them, like these type of weapons. And they had weapons all over the place and stuff like that. They had weapons in front of the horses. Yeah, these types. Boy, this will hurt you. This will hurt you, boy. You know, so yeah, here you have it again. They had weapons all over them and stuff like that. So yeah, going on. So horses and chariots, and his servants said unto him, he said unto Elisha, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha, the prophet, understudy of Elijah, said, and Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. These horses in the air and chariots were the horsemen here. The horsemen in where's that again? The horsemen in chariot. Where is that again? Oh yeah, I forgot. I think it's here. It's here. It's the horsemen and the chariots of the horsemen of Israel chariots. I think it's here then. Here. So it says here, 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 11, and it came to pass as they still went on and talked, and that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. That's a spaceship. That's when you look in the air, you see light. Back in the days, they called it fire because everything that gives light represented fire to them because they didn't know how to say UFO, unidentified flying object. No, they did identify them, and it's going to show you here as what they named them. It says here, chariot of fire. Chariot is it's a voertuig. It's like it's something that you sit in. A car is a chariot. A bus, a plane is also a chariot. It's a plane. It's a chariot. Like how a chair is actually a tree. You just name it a chair. Same thing with the plane. You just name it a plane, but it's a chariot actually. It's something that can carry you, or can carry anything else. It can carry anything. So. And horses of fire. Which horse do you know is on fire? And just, you know, still living, by the way. Yeah, they're in. It's talking about a spaceship. It's talking about an actual spaceship. Now you have horses of fire because you can explain it by this. Wait, let me see here. You can explain it by this, and horsepower car. Yeah, that's it. Is that a horse? That's not a horse. That's a car. No, but it's a horse. Why? Horsepower. So it's a horse. As you can see here. Is that a Mustang? Yeah, I think they call it a Mustang. A Mustang. It ain't a Mustang a horse? Isn't a Mustang a horse? You see? You see? It is a horse. That's a horse right there. If I'm correct. I think in America they call a Mustang a horse. Yeah, Mustangs are often referred to as wild horses. There you go. That's a horse. This is a horse. A rental horse at that. What you put the one which you put gas in. What you driving. This is a chariot. So this is the horse. Here the horse is actually here pulling the chariot. The horse is spitting the chariot forward, you could say. Actually, yeah, here. That's the horse here in the... That's the horse. And then this is the chariot. And it has no horsepower in it because it has no engine in it. But this is a chariot. And you can pull it if you put some wheels on it. Or else you're going to scrape the belly. But this is a horse. Sorry, this is a chariot, and the thing here is a horse. That's the horse actually pulling the chariot or pushing it forward. It depends on how you see it. Yeah, here. This is the horse, and this is the chariot. And then you whip it by giving gas, and then it drives on like a horse, right? So horses of fire, which were the spaceships in the air. Chariots of fire and horses of fire, it's the same, and parted them both asunder. So the chariots came and separated Elijah, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven, which is whirlwind is this. Sorry, how do you spell that? Oh, it says here. Whirlwind. That's a tornado. And what does a whirlwind do if you stand in the middle? It's going to pull you up in the air. So where did Esau get this from? Track or beam. Here. Track the beam. This is the whirlwind that Esau's talking about. It pulls you up. That's a whirlwind. Right? So Elijah went up by tractor beam into heaven. No, he went into the chariot, as you can read about it here in the book of, I think, Luke 19. Luke 19 and sorry, Luke 9. Luke 9 Luke chapter 9 verse 34. While you can find this account, you can also find it in the book of Matthew chapter 17. As you can see here, look. It says Peter, John, James, and then he transfigured himself. Where does it say? His raiment was white and glistering. And then you can find this same thing here. James, Peter, and John again, and then in this verse it says transfigurate, and then his raiment became white as light and stuff like that. So he transformed, by the way. And transfigure means to actually elevate yourself into another creature, a higher creature, not another creature, sorry. Transform into something more beautiful and elevated, so it is higher, like an elevator that goes up. Yahushua turned into an angel before them. That's what he did. He transformed. And people that say dumb shit like, oh, I saw a reptilian changed form in front of me and I was scared and he was green. Well, that's actually they're mocking the Lord. Because it shows you that Dan chapter 10 verse 5 and 6, it talks about Yahushua. I'm going off topic right now. Sorry about that. I noticed it myself, but sorry about that. Let me just keep it here, and then, Lord willing, I'll get to that in another video. Sorry about that. Burial. Burial is green. That's why they say Yahushua have olive skin. Olive is green, but olive is dark too. So they're lying. That's the point is they're lying to you. His body also was like the burial. That's talking about his clothing. That's the Lord, his clothing. The green garment. Green represents healing, and he is the definition of healing. He's the definition of healing itself. Yeah. So it says that his clothing was like the burial, but the burial is green, and then therefore they say his skin is green, and then therefore they say he's an alien, like a reptilian or something. This is some bullshit, man. They're coming up with bullshit. The reptilian thing, you can easily explain it like that's the Lord, because he can shapeshift right in front of you. That's what the Lord can do. He can shapeshift. What are you talking about, man? He did it to the apostles, disciples that became apostles. He did it to them and no one recognized him. He did it right in front of them. They didn't know. He changed his face, man. That's what they call reptile. So if you disrespect, but it's not even disrespect. It's more lying. Well, it's disrespectful, but it's a liar that does that. We're not talking about reptilians. The Lord can shapeshift. What are you talking about? Also, with that dumb stuff, the first song, I don't even want to say that one. Zombies and stuff like that, the man that came from the dead. I don't even want to say that, but that's what they say, and they will pay for it. But yeah, going on. And parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a tractor beam into heaven, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Here, I think it was Luke. Luke 9 and 40, I think 34 or 43. 34. While he thus spake, Yahushua spake to them, there came a cloud and overshadowed them, and they feared as they entered into the cloud. What was that? That was the chariot that they could walk into, and they was afraid. So did John, Peter, and who again? John, Peter, and James. Peter, John, and James. Did they go into a spaceship? Yes, they did. Also, King David went, and he also went into a spaceship in the book of Psalms 18. He also entered into. Oh, sorry. He said he entered into a large room. Where is that? Entered. Here. Oh, he brought me forth. Okay. He delivered me. He brought me forth also into a large place. But that was a chariot because it came down to save him. Where is it again? Here. He rode upon a cherub. Now, sometimes the word cherub is angel. Sometimes it means the spaceship. You know, it means the spaceship. But this goes into, this is association with an angel. Right, so sorry. Yeah, but that's talking about that and going on here, which is 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 12. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. So it is the chariot of Israel that pulled them up into the air. And the horsemen thereof, those are angels. Does that mean that they're horses in the air? That's talking about Spaceships, that's talking about the chariots of Israel. That's talking about the vehicles of the angels, and the angels are the horsemen thereof. But they didn't know what to call it, so they just called anything that has somebody as a vehicle back in the days, and a vehicle moved, it couldn't move out of itself. So they had to put horses in front of it, or they put donkeys or dogs in like colder countries. They would put dogs to pull the sleigh. Then you could call it dog power. But in this case, they called it horsemen because they rode a chariot. You know, so you're sitting on a horse and stuff like that, and then the thing brings you, or you pull something, or you know, something is pulling you, but the horse does it. Well, in this case, they were sitting on the chariots of the Lord, which are the spaceships, nowadays known as spaceships, UFOs, lights in the skies, fire in the sky, and that's them, horsemen. And he saw him no more, and he took hold on his own clothing and rent them in pieces. But going on. So, Judges chapter 17, verse 5. And the man Micah had an house of gods, and made an ephod, and teraphim, and consecrated one of his sons, who became his priest. So he did ceremonies in order to officially make him now into a priest. In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes. And you know that can only spell trouble, because one is going to do this and one is going to do that. It's trouble. 7. And there was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah, out of the family of Judah, who was a Levite, and he sojourned there. Now what this means is that Bethlehem, Judah belongs to the family of Judah. That's what it means. Because you cannot be a Judite and be a Levite at the same time. That doesn't exist. That's two male sperm clashing with one another. It doesn't exist that will make a child. The Heavenly Father didn't create it like that. So, this is a Levite living in the families of Bethlehem, Judah, as a Levite living among Judites. And you can get precepts upon that, which is here. Sorry. No, here then is here. Here. Right. Here. Joshua. So it was a Levite living in the midst of Bethlehem, Judah. And the reason why it's called Bethlehem, Judah is because you had Zebulon. Sorry, not Zebulon, Judah. You had Bethlehem. You had Bethlehem, Zebulon also. Bethlehem, Zebulon. Because if you read the book of Joshua 19, you can then therefore read that the parts where Zebulon was also had a place named Bethlehem. So this is Bethlehem, Zebulon. Or Zebulon, Bethlehem, but Bethlehem, Zebulon is better, I would think. Because Bethlehem, Judah, Bethlehem, Zebulon. Right. So that's that part. And then you had the Levites living in the midst of them. It says here, Joshua 21:6. And the children of Gershon, which are children of Levites, as you can see here. Numbers chapter 3, verse 17. And these are the sons of Levi by their names, Gershon and Kohath. Moses came from this one. And Merari. Right. So, yeah. And the children of Joshua 21:6. The children of Gershon had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Issachar. So, they had livings among Issachar, and out of the tribe of Asher, and out of the tribe of Naphtali. I keep on... Why is this not... You see? What? This one too? Really? They playing? They playing? And out of the half tribe of Manasseh. Okay, so they had that part. And this was here. You had Gershon was here. Let me see. It was in there for Kohath. You had the non-Levitical priest also. No? Non-priestly. Okay, that one. You had this one, Gershon, and you had... Okay, Gershon was then in the midst of Issachar, Asher, and Naphtali, and half Manasseh, right? So, where is it here? You had Issachar living in Asher, Naphtali, Issachar, and a bit of what, half Manasseh? No, here, half Manasseh here. This one. So you had them here. This is the other half Manasseh, sorry. Manasseh east and Manasseh west. And you had the Gershonites living here in the midst of them. Then if you go to Merari, his children, they were living in Reuben, Gad, and Zebulon. They had 12 cities there, which is, let me see something. No, Kohath, Merida here. They was living in Gad, Zebulon, and Reuben. If I'm correct, yeah, that was right. Yeah. Reuben, Zebulon, and Gad. So Merida, they was living there. Here and here. They was living there. So, and then you had the other ones living where Judah was. Here's Joshua 21 again. And also you can learn that the cities were called after women. Jatir and her suburbs. Estemoa and her suburbs. Ain and her suburbs. Holan, Debir, Jutta, Almon, Anatot, Gibeon and her suburbs, Geba with her suburbs. The cities were called after women. The city sisters, the sister cities and stuff like that. You might have one city and then they would say her towns or her villages. And that's important because they're sisters. The cities are sisters. And that's why you have here, for example, Genesis 49, when it speaks of Ephraim. Where's Ephraim? Joseph, sorry, not Ephraim. I always mess it up. Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well whose branches run over the wall. He was very prosperous and growing. And if you check that out, it means it means that let me see, fruitful, where is it again? Sorry. Here, oh yeah, Joseph. I wanted to go double check it, but I found it here. So it says here, Joseph is a fruitful son. The bow means son. Even a fruitful son by the well, whose branches run over the wall. So branches, Hebrew 13:23, goes into daughter. So what is daughter? It's the cities. So it literally says, let me see. It says Joseph is a fruitful son. A fruitful son by a well, which is representative of this. Psalms 1 verse 1 until 3, but I'm gonna go to the point. This is, blessed is a man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, verse 3. So if you don't do that, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The water is the Lord, so you stay in the Lord. You stay in the you stay within the Lord, his will. Yeah, that's what I mean. So sorry. And then it says that so it's like a well. Joseph was like a well, very prosperous, whose branches will run over the wall, whose cities whose daughters, those daughters are the cities. Why? Because he has a lot of children, and he's going to be all over the place, right? And then, for example, you had here a major city, right? Let's say Manasseh, and then the daughters of Manasseh would then be this village over here, and then out of this village would come another village, and then here another village again, and then he will spring forth another village. It's all gonna come from the circle, but even the little smaller villages will have daughter villages also all over the place, all over the place, all over the place. Them if you go to South America and you bump into a female over there, she's gonna get pregnant. Sorry, I'm stretching because I'm sitting a long time actually. But it's not normally, but yeah, it's I kind of actually woke up, so I just not woke up, but I didn't go outside yet and I didn't stretch yet, so I didn't really do anything. I was studying the whole day, so sorry about that. Stretching too much, But the point is that the daughters of Joseph is not talking about the daughter of Joseph. I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the men. They are the ones that give these women a lot of children. So the daughters of Joseph, the villages. Wait, let me go back over here. The daughter villages. That's what I want. The daughter villages of Joseph, his towns, his sons, the villages of their sons, run over the wall. So what it means, so when you So when you read it again, so it says, Joseph is a fruitful son, even a fruitful son by a well, a fruitful man by a well, but it's a son actually by a well, which is watered very good. So you will have always, he has water, right? He will always grow good. Whose branches run over the wall. Now, what type of branches run over the wall? These type of branches. These types. So this is the cities of Joseph. Branches growing on walls. This is Joseph. That's him. He's this. He breaks through the condom. This is what he does with condoms. They pass through. And fruitful. You just rub against the their skin and they get pregnant. This is a Hamite. Here, that's what I want. You rub against any one of them, they're pregnant. No, just rub against their skin. Obviously, I'm joking around, but it's kind of this. It's kind of the truth. Almost, not really, but embellished a little bit, exaggerated. But if you have sex with them one time, normally a normal female, you probably need to have sex with them multiple times before they actually get pregnant. Oh, but them. Out of season they get pregnant. Like, hey, wait a minute, it wasn't even possible. You wasn't even, I don't even know what you call that word, but vulpinating or something like that. And then they still get pregnant. So that's Ephraim. He's like a branch. Yeah, that's him. This is Ephraim. He runs up the wall. Yeah, that's them. They grow everywhere, all over the place. And this actually applies to all the Latin all the 10 tribes, because they are very fruitful. But Ephraim and Manasseh are the real fruitful ones. Those are the real fruitful ones. And they can do this, burst through the condom, and still get pregnant. Like, we use 15 condoms at one time. So yeah, that's that part. So that's where you get this from. Not get it from, but that's how you can explain this, because the daughters are the villages. Those are called daughters, but the men set up the villages, and then those villages catch off little small villages. Wait. A big city surrounded by towns and here. For example, here you have a big no. It's there's a far better way to. There's a far better picture to explain this all, but these type of things. That's I'm getting there. Okay, I'll just use this. Now this is a city, right? Okay, cool cat. Now from this city, people are eventually gonna migrate, and then they're gonna start this little small town. That's a daughter of this. This is a daughter of this city. So this is a town or village. This little town over here is also a daughter of this city, because it's most likely these people that went over there and started housing there. And then so further, here would be another daughter of this city. But most of the time when people would mention this city, or sorry, will mention this place, they would more likely refer to this city. Just like how you have, for example, you're talking about, man, let me see, New York or something. Brooklyn, yeah? Brooklyn is in New York, if I'm correct, right? So then in New York, you also have little towns like in Brooklyn, sorry, Brooklyn. You have in Brooklyn, you have, let me see here. Okay, you got Brooklyn, you got Bushwick, but this is all in New York, right? But you got these little towns. New Utrecht, what? What? I didn't know that. Really? Utrecht, they got that there. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. Utrecht. That's Dutch. It's Dutch town over here. That's where we teach. I'm not joking. Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. Hey, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Hey, that's actually very funny. That's actually very funny. You know, we started teaching that since this last year. No, this year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Utrecht. Utrecht is a city in the Netherlands. We teach here. For now, we started teaching here. Yeah, I just walked here a few days ago. Well, last week actually. This week we were in Rotterdam. So this like today is what, Sunday? Yesterday we was in Rotterdam. So yeah, here is where I teach. There is where I teach. This is where we taught yesterday. But here is where I was teaching. And Utrecht is where we were teaching yesterday. 2 weeks ago. Sorry. Well, last week, not 2 weeks ago. Last week. But yeah, enough of this. So that's funny. I'll look this up a little bit more. But yeah. So you have these places here, Marine Park or something. Okay, there's a park. Miss Mill Bazin. Yeah, you have mill places here in the Netherlands too. But I hope you get the part. I hope you get the what I mean, that you have then a city or something, what they call it, and then you have individual places that are there also. So that's the same thing with these are the daughters of New York. You have the daughter Brooklyn. You got another daughter New Lots, Flatbush actually. You got another daughter New Utrecht. I don't know how you pronounce it in the English. I gotta take a copy of this and show the brothers. It's kind of funny. Yeah, we already know that Utah is Utrecht. Utah. I already know that one. New Utah. Oh shit! I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that existed. I know Utah is one of them. Because Long Island. Okay, okay. Sorry about that. I went into another dimension over there. Sorry. But yeah. So 18. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. Basically, you have those little daughters. Then therefore, then you know it comes off of that city. So that's what that's talking about. And then yeah. So there you have that part. So that's why I mentioned it. And yeah. So now let me see. I don't need to read that. And here you have the functions of the Levites, what they used to do. That's why the Micah, the man of Ephraim, Mount Ephraim, he was happy that the Levite came there and hanged around him because he really wanted to have a priest. So Judges chapter 17 verse 6. In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes. And there was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah, of the family of Judah, who was a Levite, and he sojourned there. So he was a Levite that had land in the. He came from the place where his people were, the Levites, that were living in the midst of the Judites, and it was, I think. Sorry. I think then therefore it was the sons of Kohath. The sons of Kohath was in the midst of Judah. They were there. So he came from here. And then he went to Ephraim, which is here. He went here. Unto the sons in the midst of the other Levites of other sons of Levi, sorry. You see Kohath, the Gershon, and you also had the non-Levitical priest. Sorry, I'll get into that later in another time. So, or else I'm gonna have to explain a lot. So, and I'm already 1 hour in. So, these are the ones of Kohath, right? And then therefore it would then therefore be mentioned here. No, this is Numbers 3. This is Numbers 3, and this is Joshua here. Kohath. Yeah, so. Yeah, here. They had Judah and Simeon. Sorry. And Benjamin. They had Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin. Oh, it does color it. What up? Anyway, they had Judah, Benjamin, and Simeon. So Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin. They had there the Kohathites. And then therefore it was here. There was here Benjamin in the midst of Judah, and they was in the midst of Simeon. These are the other Levitical tribes. Levitical tribes that were there. And yeah, here you can see their duties that they had to do. Every family was given a job to do, a priestly job to do, right? So going back to over here, So, but in this day, there were no king in Israel. So there were no, not guidance, authority. There was no authority into telling them like, hey, if you do this, you're going to get punished and stuff like that. There was nobody. So they did what they felt like. They was doing a lot of demonic worship things. And the man departed out of the city of Bethlehem, Judah, to sojourn where he could find a place. And he came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, as he journeyed. And Micah said unto him, Whence comest thou? And he said unto him, I am a Levi of Bethlehem, Judah, and I go to sojourn where I may find a place, because he was just traveling around trying to find a place of his own that he would stay. And Micah said unto him, Dwell with me, and be unto me a father and a priest, and I will give thee 10 shekels of silver by the year. That doesn't seem like a lot. That's like almost like 1 shekel a month or something like that. 12 months is almost 1 shekel a month, something like that, you know. And a suit of apparel, and thy victuals, your food. I'm going to give you clothing, food, and money. So the Levi went in, and the Levi was content to dwell with the man for 10 shekels of silver. He was probably very happy, a lot of money. And the young man was unto him as one of his sons. And Micah consecrated the Levite. So he did so like how you inaugurate, you know, formally do a ceremony or something like that. How they formally make the presidents into so-called presidents officially, even though he's already nominated as the president, but then therefore he needs to get inaugurated also afterward to really settle it in or something like that, which is their ceremony, rituals, you could say, ceremonies, you know. And the young man became his priest and was in the house of Micah. Then said Micah, Now I know that Yahweh will do me good. These people are delusional. He had many gods. He had many gods. And the Lord said, Thou shalt have no other gods before me, because they were delusional. They was delusional. You know? And and the young man became his priest and was in the house of Micah. Then said Micah, Now I know that Yahweh will do me good, seeing I have a Levite to my priest. He was obviously delusional, because he was serving the Heavenly Father with his mouth, not with his mind. Not with his mind, but he was mentioning him. You know, they call upon my name, but you're not following me. Put here. Joshua 24 and $14. Now therefore, fear Yahweh. Fear him. That don't look like you're scared, Micah. And serve him in sincerity and in truth. And I'm not knocking on Micah. I'm just showing you that, you know, he did wrong on that part. Because I remember when I had stuff in my house that I shouldn't be having in the house, but I didn't know. I got it as a gift. I just put it, like it was a stupid statue, man. I give it there. And I just left it there. It was some kind of jade stone Buddha thing. I'm not into Buddha, my man. I just got it from somebody. Somebody bought it from me. Like a girl bought it for me, man. A family member, actually, female. But she bought it for me, and I was like, oh, okay. I put it on the television. Didn't think nothing of it. Till I found money. No, not long after I put that thing in my house. So it wasn't a good thing, man. It wasn't a good thing. And served him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which our fathers served on the other side of the flood, and that they also served in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh instead of these gods. And the other side of the flood, that's talking about where Terah was. Genesis 11 explains to you where Terah was, as you can see here. Sorry if I'm repeating it again, but here you can see where Terah was. He was in Ur of the Chaldeans, and they also were in Haran, in the land. And then no, he didn't go there. They wanted to go to there, but Terah died in Haran, which is here. We went from here, passed through, then we came here. Sorry, then we came here, and there, the Most High told Abraham, leave everybody, and then come here, and then dwell here. Right. Excuse me. And that is what he. Oh yeah, this is what I'm look. Oh man, this is so silly. This is so silly. This is what I'm looking for. This was the example that I was looking for. Here you have a major city, Nineveh, for example. This is not an accurate map, but I'm just. They made a map and stuff like that. The Tower of Babel, and then you have Babylon, which is Babylonia, the city. The Tower of Babel. You have Arach and all that type of stuff. Kalana. They spell it different. This is a different time period, you know. And then they made this map, and then of course they have different spellings and stuff like that. So I'm not focused on that. Yeah, here I think here it says Mesopotamia. Yeah, but they spell it weird. Mesopotamia. It is spelled good, but the S is just big weird, you know. But yeah, I think this is Akkad, not Arach. But Arach is how they would pronounce it then, and Akkad is how the English pronounce it now. The Americans actually, not the English. Nineveh is spelled different. Is Ninivah instead of Ninivah. Nineveh now they say, and back in the days they used to say just Nineveh instead of Nineveh, right? This was on my mind, but I didn't know where it was. So okay, these cities are daughter cities of the places here, the Babylon and stuff like that. So I already explained it, so sorry about that. I didn't need to talk over it again. Sorry. It was here, right? So yeah, there they were, and then our people was worshiping those gods, which are these things. Yes, they was worshiping it, even though I don't know it. I looked it up. And I saw like, oh yeah, that because it's right here, because it shows you right here. Where's the guy, the Enlil guy? I saw it. Here's Enki, the Enki dude, the Enki dude, whatever he is, whatever the hell he is. Enki dude. You got the Anu dude. Anu means hand in my language. You got the hand dude. That's why you have this god idol thing, the hand god idol thing. Here, the Anu thing, or they also call it the palm of Buddha. Hand god idol. This thing, and then the palm. I think a palm god. This one. Here, this one. That's what they worship. Anu means hand, and well, in Surinamese language, it means hand. So I know that these people be worshiping these things. I'm like, oh yeah, I can put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, that is what they're doing. That is what they're doing. They're doing this. You know, the most of them don't know, man. But it's still not good. It's still not good. Here you have it again. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing here. All of them. All of them is basically Satan and the Queen of Heaven. But they just have different type of names. And that's what they were worshiping. You know? Until this day they're worshiping these same things. That's why they have the Jesus fish. Which is another fish thing that they worship. This thing. It's a devil. Some devil shit. The cross. If your mother was shot by a pink gun and I walk around with a chain with a pink gun when I come around you, what would you think? What would you think of me? I'm representing the pink gun which your mama died by, or someone you loved, and I splash it in your face. What you think about this? Think it beautiful? And I deck it with silver and gold and diamonds and all that. I can't afford them. But I'm giving you an example of the stupidity that these people are doing. That doesn't make any sense. But if you're in the world, you're not going to actually think twice about it. Same thing with flying reindeers. Often when I talk to people about them flying reindeers, they catch themselves like, no, actually, you're right. It is actually very silly what we're doing. And then they start breaking away from that spell, that magic spell that will bring your feet, that will bring you down to death if you follow after it. Yeah. The lips of a strange woman, a strange philosophy are like a honeycomb. Very sweet. But the end of that honeycomb is death and destruction. And that is what Esau is pushing onto our people. And our people are pushing it onto themselves too, because they love so. Yeah, so there you have the book of Judges, chapter 15. I went off topic, but Lord willing, it was, I think it was edifying, I think it was. So with that, I learned something today about the new Utrecht thing. Like this one, but in America. I knew there was a place there, but I didn't know it wasn't. It was actually in Brooklyn or in New York. Sorry. Oh, that's funny. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm gonna say shalom. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.